my first thought was, oh, it's gonna be easy.
Okay.
But it was not easy. It wasn't, it really wasn't.
Now, having been through it, what's like the first thing that comes to your mind after 3 weeks of the rhythms that we kind of got going into our lives?
Intentionality.
Okay.
Or being present. I felt like I was in the moment because I wasn't on my phone.
Did any of your guys' friends notice like a lack of you being on your phone and comment on it? What was something that they said?
They laughed.
They laughed?
I got made fun of a lot, and then they would like send me Instagram reels knowing I wouldn't be able to open them. That's dirty. But then they wouldn't even be funny, so I didn't care. But they made fun of me, but like they had respect for me to like go through the whole thing.
What's maybe a thing that you enjoyed that you didn't think you would?
The walks.
Walks?
I know it said 30-minute walks, but I took like 1 hour walks.
Okay.
And it really just got me to like fresh out my mind. You know?
Yeah, that's cool.
I walk with a lot of my friends outside of school, and they usually ask me like, "Where are you? You're not on games. You're not texting. What's going on?" Now it's like doing this challenge, you know, getting the rhythm. One of them joined me on it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fun. Cool. Daryl, how the walks go for you?
They were good. They were just late. Usually after we put the boys down, so maybe like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Raining, like we had to like literally buy umbrellas. I don't think I owned an umbrella since like.
Well, it's so funny. We wanted to do it here because like it's California,
Right.
it's sunny, you know, and then the
rainiest season of all.
Seriously, like the day it starts, it's rain for 3 weeks.
Yeah, but no, it was good. So we walked together, and it was just like a good time for us to connect about our days without the kids.
You had said at the outset that you'd been praying
for discipline. That was like the main thing. I was just praying. It's just like hard for me to be disciplined sometimes. Even coming out of the challenge, I'm realizing like it's so much easier to be disciplined when you have like a goal. And like now coming out of it, like I've been catching myself just like doing things like more like mindlessly because I'm like there's not really like a thing that I'm holding myself accountable for, if that makes sense.
Are there things that you guys have kept doing even though you didn't have to?
I put on a timer for 45 minutes at school. Like I get more schoolwork done. And then also with my family, like spend more time with them, especially because it's my senior year. I still play video games though.
Yeah.
But time limit on my phone, I have that, I keep that.
Yeah. And I hope you guys through the experience haven't thought that we were trying to say video games are bad or anything like that. It is more that be intentional, play video games. They're fun, right? And they are social. Anything in John that stood out to you as you read through the gospel or?
Mainly the shepherd thing, because my parents have been baptized now.
Okay,
Yeah,
some more baptisms happening.
They're baptized on the same day as you were.
Mhm.
Right
Really?
before I was. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you guys have kind of got connected a little more to your church, it feels like?
Yeah, and I see them as now the sheep being guided by the Lord as the shepherd.
Man, that's cool.
And I love that.
Anybody else? Something from John?
How strong Jesus' love was for everybody, like not only his disciples, but the people he interacted with and was like preaching to was like, it was like you could just tell that his love for everybody was so strong. It just made me realize that as much as Jesus was intentional with his followers, I should be as intentional with the people in my life too.
I love that. Raise your hand if you completed everything every day. I'm so proud of us right now, guys. Because Jesus doesn't love us more if we checked every box in the journal. Yeah. Because you could check every box and miss out on the experience completely, right? What was a struggle? What was something that you kind of had to grow in?
I used to journal all the time. But what I've learned about myself is that I move 1,000 miles per minute, that I don't slow down to process. Like sometimes I couldn't even write, like it was just tears. And so it was hard.
For me, it was the midday prayer. What I would do is in the locker room, for the baseball locker room, just get in there, get on my knees and then start praying. And everyone's like, what are you doing? So then I didn't do it the next 2 days because I got a little insecure. But then I was like, that's just being uncomfortable isn't necessarily wrong, but you're just growing.
Yeah.
So then practice ritual every day now.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm in front of 25 other people.
Yeah,
In the
man,
locker room.
That's brave, Wyatt. That really is brave.
That is,
Week 3 was intentional time, like with your families. What was that like?
Normally, like during when I'm eating, I watch Gilmore Girls on Netflix. But
Me
I, like,
too, actually.
Seriously?
No.
Oh my gosh, I would have got so excited. I've been watching that every day. Like my
really?
dad, never do that again. I got so excited right now. That just made me really
I'm
sad that
sorry.
you were like, no.
I feel bad, Sarah.
It's okay. Anyways, yeah. So I've gotten like a lot close to my family, and like now at meals, like no one has their phones out, like barely
That's
ever.
cool.
Because just like
I love it.
it's just a lot better to not, honestly. It's
Mhm.
just the intentionality has grown so much with my family too, like talking to them more in the morning and like hanging out more. So it's just
Yeah.
like really nice.
Your folks came to church a week or two ago, is that
Yeah,
right?
they've been going the past 2 Sundays, and they said they really like it and they're gonna keep coming. Before, like they never really like have gone, but I was like, you guys should like seriously like actually like show up one of these days, you know, like instead of just talking
So
about it.
you told him like, hey, you should just need,
no, yeah,
you need
I was
to come.
like, yeah.
The intentional time that I spent with my family also got them to come to church for the first time.
It's interesting that you guys doing this has drawn your families
Yeah.
closer
It
to
is,
God's
yeah.
people and closer to get plugged into community. That's
Yeah.
My parents were like, why are they making you do this? So because my mom, she's very like suspect about everything.
yeah.
That's how my dad
So
was
when
too.
she was
Yeah.
like, why are you citing a form? Like, why are they recording? Like, what are they gonna do? And then I was like, I really have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. But I think it was also a call to me, was the call to them too.
Okay, finally, what's your personal big like takeaway from this Rhythms experience?
For me, it's that I had way more time than I really ever thought I did.
Yeah.
I was just making time for other things. I just had more time to be in my word. I had more time to pray. When before I'm like, I don't know if I have time.
Like there were some things going on in my life, like a lot of like stressful things happening, but it was perfect because of how close I was to God. Like I felt so much more at peace. And like the biggest thing for me was how important it is to always be close to God and to not use God as like a genie, if that makes sense.
Happiness is temporary, but joy isn't. And I feel like before I was like, I got closer, like I was like happy sometimes, you know? But like now I feel like I always have this bundle of joy inside of me that like always just shines out. And I feel like that's my biggest takeaway is like, I can have joy if I'm intentional, and I can have peace in my life if I'm closer to Him.
And add to that, like being intentional. It was really cool just to be intentional with everything that I did. Allowed me to grow in my faith.
My word for this year was mindset. And so when I was able to understand His love for me, my mindset shifted. And when I could understand that I could slow down, because before I would just say I couldn't slow down.
Yeah.
I can slow down, and it's a choice. Like looking back, like I feel like a lot of life has been just like passed by, but not really lived. So.
My dad told me one time, there's a difference between breathing and living. During this challenge, there was a lot more living than just breathing.
Yeah.
What you taking with you, Levi?
We have 24 hours each day, and if one day was bad, you can make the next day even just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Each day is a new, fresh start.
Yeah. If we make Rhythms about our performance, then
so
we've
good.
already
Yeah.
we're already missing it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But if we make Rhythms about seeking Jesus and trying to walk the pace that He walks, then I think there's no way to be quote unquote unsuccessful with it. What would you tell somebody who's thinking about giving Rhythms a try?
I would tell them to give it a try because you're gonna hear from God.
If you're someone like me and you're the type of person to say, I can't slow down, there's so much going on in my life, that is just a mindset and that is not true. By slowing down, I've realized like it's possible and you can do it if you really want to, and it's so worth it.
I would tell them to get ready for their whole life to change, really. Interacting with life itself and not, what we call life on the phone.
It's hard, but definitely rewarding, and it definitely moves you. Being able to be intentional about it is what allows it to move you and allows God to move in your life.
It doesn't matter if you're like just giving your life to Christ or you've been a follower for several years. He meets you where you are, and He shows up and He shows out every single time.
Doing this challenge, like it helps you stay motivated to get closer to God. And I think if you're thinking about doing it, then just do it. Just do it. Just go full send into the challenge.